Hello guys, welcome back to another video channel, and today I'm going to be doing my championship game week 17 predictions. And yes, it is absolutely mental, some massive games and back to back wins for the mighty Sky Blues. The Sky Blues have got back to back wins. That pushes us up to 23rd. A lot more championship games going into today. Some absolute crackers and some actual really key ones. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I'm very excited. And should we start off with the first game? It's for me, the time thing on this on Super Bros and we're working. So that game should be at 12:30, but we'll just go in the order, it doesn't really matter as long as we get the predictions out. Should we start off with the first game, which is Blackburn Rovers versus Birmingham City? Blackburn Rovers had that little win-loss little situation. They ran out, they stopped that run with back-to-back wins. Huge wins over 2-0 over Sunderland, which is huge, and a 2-1 over Middlesbrough. They beat Sunderland 2-0 at home, and they beat Middlesbrough away. So some key results there for Blackburn. They sit second. Blackburn look good. Blackburn do look very good. They look strong. They look diverse. They've actually got some really key players, and they are one of the only teams, actually the only team, not to draw so far. 9 wins and 7 losses. Could this be the first draw of the season for Blackburn? For me, it's a really tricky one because I think Blackburn look good, but so did Birmingham. We've got to really look at Birmingham's form here. They sit 14th, not bad. 5 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses, not bad. 3 away wins and never away. They're better away from home. They're better away than they are at home. So that's key there for Birmingham. And then Blackburn's home form is probably insane. Yeah, 6 out of the 8 games they have at home they've won. 2 of them they've lost. They usually lose away, so they're probably glad it's at home. For me, Blackburn for me destroy Birmingham. I don't think it's like going to be a demolition, but I think Blackburn's have a little bit more quality about them. Blackburn look a little bit better than Birmingham, and 3-1 for me for Blackburn. Moving on to Blackpool versus Preston, an actual derby. This is a key game. Blackpool aren't having the best of seasons, 21st, and even Cov could catch them up if Cov win their game over Stoke. It's looking really tough for Blackpool. They do not look good at all. They just recently lost to Hull 3-1, which I thought they should have won probably. Like, they're going into that, you would think they would win. 2 home wins, 2 away wins, 4 wins, 4 draws, 7 losses. Blackpool have just looked poor. Preston, 5 wins, 7 draws, and 4 losses. So they've won more than lost, and they are way better. They're way better away than they are at home. So that's massive. Preston don't look fantastic though. They sit 9th. I'll say that, but they're 9th. So they look really good to be fair. But they've just beat Huddersfield 1-0, a key result. They're literally 2 points off playoff. So honestly, Preston got a little cheeky playoff run here. For me, they get a win here because I think Blackpool are just poor. I'm gonna go 2-0 Preston. Blackpool just look really poor. Moving on to an absolute must-win. Huddersfield are last. Rock bottom 24th, and Cov, who are 23rd, have 2 games in hand, and on them, and we played them in one of our 3 games in hand. So that's absolutely huge. It's 24th v 20th, 5 points separate these 2 sides. So Middlesbrough aren't out of it. They did just get a massive 4-1 win over Wigan, and Huddersfield on back-to-back losses to Rotherham and to Preston. For me, Huddersfield just don't look amazing. They don't look great this season. They've been really like a Barnsley. You know, they could just turn it around. They have the players to turn it around. I just think they've lost some really key players, but they still have an all right team. Middlesbrough 4-1 win over Wigan is a massive result. So they can get back-to-back wins, like that, their confidence could go up a little bit. Um, for me, 1-1. I don't see a winner. I do not see a winner, and yeah, I think it'll be quite tough for me. Yeah, I think it'll be tough. Moving on to Millwall versus West Brom. For me, Millwall in eighth, 1 point off playoffs. West Brom in the relegation zone. I do not know what's going on with West Brom at all. I do not know what's going on with West Brom. They look shaky. They look poor. They don't look great. And, Cov could actually leapfrog West Brom if West Brom lose. So, yeah, honestly, West Brom just look poor. And then flip side, Millwall back to back to back wins, 3 wins on the bounce. A 2-0 over Middlesbrough, a 2-1 over Bristol, and a 3-0 over Watford. Look at that, really shaky form for West Brom. They've won twice all season, and they've drawn 8 and lost 5. They draw a lot of games. Millwall 6 home wins out of 8. That's absolutely insane form. The 2 teams they lost to at home were QPR. They lost 2-0 to QPR at home and 1-0 to Reading. Yeah, 2-0 to Blackburn and 1-0 Reading. I think Millwall looking strong. Really get a strong win here, and that could really put West Brom on under a lot of pressure. They don't look great at all, West Brom. And yeah, moving on to QPR versus Wigan Athletic. QPR are looking strong. They're actually top of the table. They are looking fantastic. 8 wins and 8 wins this season. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable stats. 8 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses, 23 goal scorers, 16 conceded on. They're joint with Blackburn at the top of the table, both on 27 points. This top of the table is looking really good. This championship table is looking really, really good. And I can possibly, even Cov can be up there around 22 points. Will be about top 10 and 2 points of playoffs. So we can really get into the mixture of it. And I'm buzzing for this season. This season is looking really good. For me, first be 17th. For me, QPR gets a 3-0 win. Wigan got actually battered by Middlesbrough. So I can see them getting battered by QPR. And moving on to Reading versus Bristol City. For me, I'm actually trying to find it. Where is it? There. Honestly, Reading. I've got my phone there. So Reading don't look, fantastic. They've really dropped off. 3 losses in a row is not looking great. They've won 7, lost 7, and drawn 1. They've drawn 1 all season. Now 5 home wins, 2 away wins. QPR, West Brom, and Swansea. They're the 3 losses. That's not brilliant. For me, Bristol though, shaky form really, a bit of an inconsistent run. 4 home wins, 2 away wins, 6 wins all season, 7 losses. So they have lost more than 1, but Bristol are looking awful. Mid-table, 3 points off playoffs. So at the moment, it's fair game for playoffs. It'll be around game week 30, 31 where people start to split a little bit. The bottom half and the top half sort of, crack open, and around top 11 to about 4th is a mixture of the playoffs. But at the moment, we win our 3 games in hand. We're in the race. Middlesbrough win like 5 games on the bounce. they're back in it. That's 15 points. That's 31 points at the moment. You'll be around ninth for that. Like, you just got to go on a good run of form and start the season. For me, a 1-1 draw. I just don't see how I can separate these two sides. Both teams very inconsistent. Reading at the moment on a bit of a bad patch, and for me it's 1-1. Moving on to Rotherham versus Hull City. For me, Hull City are looking really shaky, and yeah, they just beat Blackpool 3-1, but I don't think Blackpool are at their best. It's 5 losses and 2 wins in the last 7. 5 wins, 8 losses, and 2 draws this season. 4 home wins. They are really good at home. I can see there though, 1 away win, and they are away. Rotherham sit 11th, 21 points, not awful. 5 wins, 6 draws, and 3 losses. So they have one more than lost. 4 home wins, so that's unbelievable. 1 away win. So again, both of these two teams aren't the best away, but they're quite solid at home. Half of their games they've won, half of their games they have lost. For me, I just don't see Hull, really progressing here. They're not a favourite. They're not brilliant at the moment. 2-0 for me for Rotherham. You can say what you want, but I just don't see Rotherham playing Hull playing the best at the moment. And they did well to beat Cov. They did well to beat all the other teams they've beaten. 5 wins a season. That's good. They beat Blackpool. Well done. Wigan, Cov, Norwich. They even beat Norwich. So that's really good. But recently they've sort of dropped off a little bit. And, then they've just got a win. But before that, back-to-back losses. It's not brilliant. And then they beat Wigan. But before that, 3 losses on the bounce. So it's like with losses, then just 1 win. And then another losses, 1 win. It's a bit inconsistent. Moving on to the Sheffield United versus Norwich City game. This would be a corker. This still is a corker. But both teams have really slipped off. Sheffield United were top. Norwich were second. Now look where they are. Sheffield United are fourth. Norwich are sixth. And they really slumbered in that playoff little mixture there where even Reading in 10th could catch up to Sheffield United. And honestly, Sheffield United, it wasn't a bad performance. I watched the highlights. I did my review. Sheffield United weren't bad. They weren't bad. They actually had the better chances. And Ndiaye person is wicked, mate. He's got some proper potential. But they lost. And they are winless now in 5. And pretty much the same with Norwich. They have lost 3 in a row, and that slipped them right down to 6. They are not looking great. They just lost to Luton 1-0, Preston, Watford 2-1, and Preston 3-2. They lost to Preston 3-2. Oh, it is. Yeah, 3-2. I'm pretty sure because I couldn't really see that. But yeah, and then they drew to Reading. Their last win was the 1st of October, the first game back from international break. So yeah, honestly, Norwich aren't looking great. Plus, they've got a red card. Kenny McLean's got a red card against Luton, and that was their last game. So he's going to be off the pitch. Norwich side don't look great, but so is Sheffield United side. For me, be a corker at Sheffield 2-2. And then that really caused mayhem. That like they could get out of the playoffs. Sheffield United, actually, I don't think they can. Then they could get 6. Well, Norwich can. Norwich can easily get out of the playoffs. If Swansea win and Millwall win, they're out of the playoffs. So yeah, that's really, really worrying signs for Norwich and Sheffield United. They've really slipped off. But yeah. Moving on to Stoke City versus my team, the mighty Sky Blues. We got a decent team in Stoke City. They did just lose to Rotherham 1-0, but I heard that they actually battered that game. They deserved all 3 points, Stoke. Let's see. Oh my god, they're 29 shots to 12 on target. They're 29 shots, 12 on target. Rotherham had 4, 1 on target, and that was a goal. You know, it shows this could be good for us because we barely can see and Stoke can't finish. This could be good for us. For me, we've got to play Waghorn. I'm sorry, we have got to play Waghorn. You know, he comes on the pitch off the bench and he wins. You know, he gets the goal to win us again. It was a pen, but do you know how good that pen was? It was literally the keeper went the right way, and he made that pen so good. Honestly, he has to start. Him and Jokeres, mate. Honestly, get them ready already, mate. Honestly, get them starting already. As for me, Cov, we're actually looking good. Back to back wins, 1-0 and 1-0, yeah. But now we're starting to get a bit of confidence. You know, look at that though. Like, not even bad form. We've lost 1 in the last 7. Um, 3 wins, 4 draws, 5 losses, 2 away, 2 at home, 1 away. So it's pretty even. Look at that, back-to-back wins. And then Burnley, and then we drew to Bristol, not a bad result. And then beat Middlesbrough. The last time we lost, I was Burnley, of course, but like, you know, we've lost 1 in 7. That's not good. That's not good. That is good. That's not bad. That's 3 wins in our last 7 games. That's 3 wins in our last 5 games. That's the key thing there. That's 10 points in the last 5 games. That's 10 points out of possible 15. Our form table will be looking really good. We are looking really good. I think we're getting a bit of confidence going. I think the season's really started for us now. And for me, we win 2-0. Back-to-back wins. I may be confident, but we start Waghorn, we win. But I think we should be playing Waghorn. But yeah, moving on to the last game, which will be the last game on Saturday, which is Sunderland versus Burnley. Sunderland aren't looking awful. 13th mid-table. Burnley need to stop drawing. They're 3rd, but 8 draws this season. If they can turn those draws into wins, look at that. They're such good form. They are such good form. That's what, 4 draws though, and 3 wins in the last 7. That's unbelievable stats. And when was the last time they lost? The 12th of August was the last time they lost. But from the 12th of August, how many games did they drew? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 games they drew. Of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7 out of the last 12 they drew. So that's not awful, I guess. But honestly, they keep on drawing. They drew against Birmingham was the last result they drew against. Honestly, this is I think they beat Sunderland. It would be a cagey. Oh, done. Cagey 1-0 win for Burnley. They're away at Stadium Light. That's a tough place to go. I think Sunderland aren't having a bad season. Like, you know, 5 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses. Not bad. I think it'll be back-to-back losses for Sunderland. Moving on to the Sunday matches. It's the Welsh derby. Not Cardiff. The Welsh derby. Swansea v Cardiff. It's one team that's flying to one team that's dying. And Cardiff, 18th. Literally 4 points off safety, 4 points off relegation zone. No, 4 points clear of relegation zone. Cardiff aren't looking good. That's back-to-back losses, 3-0 to QPR, 1-0 to Cov. But look how good Swansea are. From 2-0 down to Reading, they go in over leapfrog Reading and win 3-2, which is huge. They're 7th. They're on the same amount of points as playoffs. Swansea are really turning form, and Swansea are really looking good. And it was 7 wins this season, 3 draws, 5 losses, 4 home, 3 away. So really like trying to even it out. Look at this though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. 5 wins in the last 7. That's unbelievable. And before that, they hadn't won since Blackpool. QPR, but like I guess that's like 6 and 8 then, isn't it? Yeah. But before QPR, Blackpool. The 13th of August was their last win. They're starting to pick up some really good form, Swansea. And Cardiff aren't. Cardiff are looking shaky. They're looking nervous. And they're just looking really, really poor. Will Swansea win this? 3-1. 3-1 to Swansea. Strong. Moving on to the last game, which is another derby. Watford versus Luton. Luton in 5th, Watford in 15th. All I need to say there. But, wow. 4 points separate these two sides. So Watford beat Luton. Bang. 1 point difference. So this table is really looking close. Honestly, wow. You know, just wow. For me, Watford at home have not looked good this season at all. Really inconsistent there. Look, lost, win, lost, lost, win, drew, lost. Like really inconsistent form. For me, Watford do it though. No, Luton do actually. I was teasing with you. Luton 3-1 win. Strong team. And yeah, that wraps up my predictions. Blackburn 3, Birmingham City 1, Blackpool 0, Preston 2, Middlesbrough 1, Huddersfield 1, Millwall 2, West Brom 0, QPR 3, Wigan Athletic 0, Reading 1, Bristol 1, Rotherham 2, Hull 0, Sheffield United 2, Norwich 2, Stoke City 0, Coventry City 2, Sunderland 0, Burnley 1, Swansea 3, Cardiff 1, Watford 1, Luton Town 3. And now moving on to the bit that I'm not really looking forward to, the league simulator itself. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Cov are really in the mud. We are in the mud. Like we are proper in the mud. And it's not nice to see. As you can see there, we are level on points on relegation zone with Birmingham. So yeah, as you can see, we have got Norwich, Birmingham, and Millwall. What are Millwall doing? Oh no. Oh no. We could be in the relegation zone. If West Brom could leapfrog us as well. West Brom got Preston. Alright. Oh, I didn't get that. No one. Alright, Stoke City 2, Luton Town 0, Cardiff 2, Huddersfield 2, Watford 1, Bristol City 0, Wigan 0, Sunderland 1, Burnley 2, Blackpool 1, Hull 1, Blackburn 2, Millwall 2, Birmingham City 1, Norwich 1, Cov 0, QPR 0, Reading 0, Swansea City 1, Middlesbrough 1, Rotherham 2, Sheffield United 2, Preston 2, West Brom 0. So, oh, we're safe. We're safe. For another week, we're safe. We have won 4 all season. That's a nice thing. We scored 18 goals from CS30, so that's minus 12. We scored 11, minus 17. So, is that minus 17? Yeah, it's minus 17. So, we have a better goal difference, so that's good to see. Millwall somehow picking up all 3 points, which I'm absolutely grateful for. But should we get into the relegation zone? It's Millwall 24th, West Brom 23rd, and Birmingham 22nd. They all sit in the relegation zone. Honestly, that's quite relatable. Apart from Millwall and Birmingham, West Brom are actually in the relegation zone. In 21st is Coventry, 20th Hull. So that's pretty relatable as well. 19th Swansea, 18th Luton, 17th Huddersfield, 16th Middlesbrough, 15th Cardiff, 14th Stoke, 13th Rotherham, 12th QPR, 11th Blackpool, 10th Sunderland, 9th Wigan, 8th Reading, Sheffield United in 7th. Literally 1 point off playoff zone at the moment. 6th in the playoffs. It's 6th Burnley, 5th Bristol City, 4th Norwich City, 3rd Blackburn Rovers, and in the automatics, 2nd Preston North End, and leading top of the table is Watford. And who do we got Rotherham next? So Rotherham. All right, it's a game we can win. Birmingham have Swansea. That's the game I think Birmingham can win. Who do West Brom have? Because West Brom are still in there. Middlesbrough. And that's the game they can win. Honestly, the 3 games that are winnable. Look at that. Will Watford have Cardiff? Is that a tough match? No, not really. I'm gonna look through. Is there any tough matches? Sheffield United, Stoke. No, no, no. Ah, no, no. Second be eighth. It's not that big. Birmingham's one's in Blackburn, QPR. No. Blackpool, Norwich. No. Sunderland, Millwall. That could be a cracker. Sunderland in 10th be no, that's Millwall on last Sunday. Alright, yeah, so not many big games next week, but that's fine. But yeah, that does wrap up the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And yeah, we're 6 away from 150. Can we get there before the end of the half term? That's our aim. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh no, it's the wrong thing. Goodbye.